Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I'm here this evening. I'll be joined soon with my brothers, that is Migoda, Joseph, and Makubura. They are on their way. They are coming, but we they'll find us on the way while having discussion. Today is a Thursday. We are almost at the end of the week, and the month also is almost a half the month. So it means we are almost done with this month. Uh, Especially when you look at the dates right now, we are almost looking at November. There's so much that is going on in the political field, and also so much going on in the country. There's one thing that I saw, and it 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 speaks a lot. I saw an accident where there's a vehicle that was involved in an accident, and the rescue team on how the people were using the manual way of rescuing the victims. It speaks a lot, especially when it comes to how to rescue, and the response team, especially the ambulance and all those departments that are supposed to, especially to rescue victims in case of accident. So and the victim was so much crushed into the car, so that it took the residents over there were using the manual way of retrieving or um, or rescuing the life. So it tells us that we are still not where we are supposed to be in terms of management of disaster. Migoda, how are you doing?
Niko vyema kakangu, hali yako vipi?
Mi kwema tu. Nilikuwa tu nazungumza kabla hujaingia kwamba niliona ajali ambayo ilikuwa imetokea sehemu fulani ya nchi, na niliona venye wananchi walikuwa wamejitokeza kusaidia wale ambao walikuwa wamekwama ndani ya gari, na unapata kwamba walikuwa wanatumia tu mikono tu, yani jinsi walikuwa wanajaribu kama binadamu, lakini unapata saa zingine kama hizo ikitokea, the rescue and the response team should always be on site as least to sell to assist the victims, because like even nobody was checking at, like when you have an accident, you have to look at how are you placing them on the ground. Sometimes some of them might be having spinal cord injury, and how should you handle that? Some might be needing CPR, rescue, the first aid. Nobody was doing that. It took so long for the ambulance even to reach to that area. So it speaks a lot, especially when it comes to the emergencies that usually gets us on our roads. Sometimes most Kenyans lose their lives, not they could have, but uh, it depend, like, is because of the response teams that are usually are mandated, especially to reach in those areas, things like ambulance, so that they can offer the first aid and all that. So I say that when I look at that situation, my brother, I say that we are still very far, in terms of how we manage our disasters. What do you think about that?
That is very true in terms of emergency response team
Yeah.
as a country, even particularly our capital city, Nairobi, we are
Mhm.
far because they haven't been put enough measures to ensure that they respond immediately whenever we got into any accident.
Yeah.
Just like we have said, the life of the person is very important. That you can find some people, if we
Mhm.
rescue them through emergency response, they
Yeah.
cannot die. But some people can just die because you came late. So I
Mhm.
think that one, as a country, we are behind. And there are situations whereby there should be a location whereby this medical response team are just standby because accidents are there every day, every time. You can't say that you must plan for accident. People are dying on the road every day. So what you need to have a team whereby they are immediate response, even the airlift, where we can have even choppers in areas
Mhm.
where people cannot get. So in case there is any alert anywhere that
Yeah.
some people have been engaged into accidents, they need to
Mhm.
be that team that can respond very fast as a country. I think we should have a discussion on that one because there are many countries we have seen that whenever, even I think even in Mexico, there is
Mhm.
a large team whereby they ensure that people who are drunk and driving, other than
Mhm.
the alcohol blow gadget, there are things
Yeah.
that people do respond very fast and also
Mhm.
ensure that these people who have committed crimes can be taken through the court process, or the people who have been
Yeah.
injured can be taken to hospitals that later they can be discharged when they are well. Or if some people have died, also they can be taken to the morgue. I think it is high time we understand that it is not, losing a life is not something that should be just be very
Mhm.
small. It should be a big issue that it should be protected by all means. So I think there we have a lapse as a country.
Do you think you've mentioned something like sometimes you see if somebody's in critical condition, especially he can be airlifted. Do you think as a country we've reached that point whereby we can do that to the extreme whereby we see people being airlifted, not ordinary Kenyans, because but for some we've seen prominent leaders, if something happens to them, they will be airlifted. But like, what about the normal and ordinary Kenyans?
Ordinary Kenyans should be airlifted, and that they should be getting immediate response
Yeah.
because they're the people who are paying taxes, and that taxes should work for them. But the way
Mhm.
you have said, we have seen prominent people are being airlifted even from their private home to hospitals whenever they are ill. That one has happened because of that privacy whereby they have decided to privatize the medical insurance, and
Mhm.
also the issues of being elected. They are doing it by their means whereby they do hire private choppers. But you
Okay.
understand that there is not that one for the public. Maybe the public one are using the police chopper, and the police
Yeah.
chopper, maybe we have three of them. So
Mhm.
maybe some of them were in Lodwa, some were in Mombasa. So either one of them is in Mandera currently. So how
Mm.
for it to come and also rescue people is going to be difficult. But I think we should have a public one whereby it is even within each and every county. The way we have the fire trucks, whereby
Yeah.
each and every county there's a fire truck, and you can go to Nairobi, Mombasa,
Mm.
Kilifi, each and every, at least three, so that in case of any
Mm.
fire breakout in any county level, there's that
Mm.
emergency response from that fire team. It will
Yeah.
also be applicable that in case of any, like what happened in Kisumu
Mm.
around Coptic, when those people died, there could
Yeah.
be immediate response to rescue
Yeah.
some people. We could have even choppers within the counties, maybe for 7 choppers, which are for
Mm.
public emergency, that standby alert, because like I've told you, there is accidents each and every day in the country.
Yeah.
And if you have
Mm.
realized that there is accident each and every day, what do we need to do? We need to have medical response who are responding immediately, and also the public hospital should
Yeah.
also allow that emergency treatment. In our constitution, right to emergency medical care is guaranteed. That
Yes.
whenever I'm in a critical condition, I can be admitted to the hospital, then I can be taken care of. Then later they can discuss my bill, but there's no need of them not attending for me because I have no money. I can be
Okay.
attended to when I'm in a critical condition, like when I'm involved in a road accident. I need to be attended to very fast. Then we can also discuss the issue of discharge later. I think that one should be put into consideration. We should expand our medical, other than devolving the drugs, also devolving the staffs, devolving other units, or building of dispensary and hospitals. We should also
Mm.
ensure that in this issue, like you have talked about medical response, we should also invest there.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I'm seeing our brother Laban Misiani is asking or requesting for a link. Laban, I've done it. And maybe you can also share with us your number so that you'll be part of the group of panelists that we usually have, so that when we send out the link, you will be in a good position to access the link, because we tend to um, keep the link within the panelist. But sometimes we do share it. So we are still trying to build that group of the WhatsApp group for the channel. Anyway, Miguda, thank you so much for that. And hey, my brother, how are you doing, sir? Simba, habari gani?
Salama sana, brother Ben. How are you?
I'm good. How is your evening?
My evening is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have you on the show. We are just discussing about an issue about, especially when it comes to accident or disaster response in our country. And this one, we are talking of the public themselves, the public members who are coming to assist with the during the incident, and also the part of the government, especially, or the response team that include the police themselves, include maybe the medical staff, the people who could come on the scene. We call them the first responders. But we are seeing some laxity, especially when it comes to that area. And also, we are seeing a situation whereby if the public are involved in retrieving or assisting in rescue, you find that some of them are not given first aid, like CPR, things like CPR, so that can uh, resuscitate them, or as they still wait for medical staff. How can we deal with our disaster management when you look at it on the public point of view, and also the first responders to mean police and the medical staff? Simba, I've lost you. Okay, thank you so much. Seemingly, I've lost Simba and Miguda at the same time. But like, if they join again, we will continue with that discussion, especially about the public. There's also something that actually was being discussed online, and this is also something that we need to talk about. And I want you as viewers also to maybe to weigh your thoughts on it, especially when it comes to education. The other day, we saw the CS for Treasury, that is Honorable John Badi, was congratulating the daughter for graduating in one of the international university. Actually, the daughter, I think, was was taking her degree in Australia or Austria. Miguda, we lost our good friend. Yeah. So this is what I want also to know your view, especially when we are looking at the education system. You find that, especially when you come to higher our learning institution, we have problems that are challenges, or not challenges they're facing right now when it comes to capitation and even the band, and even how the education sector is. There's still that problem. But you find that the other day, I don't know whether you met this on the social media, when the CS for Treasury, that is John Badi, was congratulating the daughter. Actually, he was attending the graduation for the daughter, and now Kenyans were saying, okay, uh, the higher ups, they don't believe in our education system, and they tend to take their children out of the education system and let the poor children to suffer. And there was that conversation on the social media. I don't know whether you came across that.
That one I never came across.
Oh, you did not come across when the CS for Treasury was congratulating the daughter, especially when they were attending her graduation.
That one I've not come across. I don't.
Okay, all right, okay.
But
Then
the son was my classmate. The son was here in Nairobi.
I'm talking about the daughter. Actually, the son also might have attended the graduation. Hey, Timba, you're back. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, brother Ben.
I
I
was
think
just
now you can hear clearly.
yes, thank you so much, and I can get you clearly. I wanted to know your view, especially when it comes to the disaster management, especially during accident, especially how the public usually react, and how the first responders, as police, also do usually go through this process, especially when there's an accident. Oh, ah, Okay, when I don't know, he will come back and at least assist us to know his view. So, Miguda, you've not come across that, but like there was some there was argument, especially on the social media, especially when you go to X, how they were now saying that okay, as leaders, their family usually get good education, while the family for ordinary Kenyans continue to have struggle, especially in the higher learning institution. So that was one of the argument people were making, but like you did not come across it, so I don't think it will be okay for you to discuss something that you've not come across. So thank you so much for everyone who is watching, and I'm still waiting for our brother to come in. I don't know what is happening with his internet, but we want to discuss an issue here because, like, we know on 26th of this month, uh, Honorable Fred Matiangi. Oh, sorry. Even before we go to that, I want to know your view. Sorry about that, Mr. Miguda. Before I bring in Matiangi, today, leaders from Kisi and Nyamira today visited the State House, and they went under the banner of looking for development. And at some point, I listened to President. President urged them to at least go take a look at Mukuru Kwajenga, and after going through that tour, then they should start internalizing on how Kisii will be. So, the questions that are arising are, to me, is that they were called for development, and even the Right Honorable Prime Minister, I think, was in the State House. I don't know whether you came across that. Okay, thank you so much. I think like today we might be having a problem with our guests. We don't know where the problem is, but maybe their internet is not interneting. Miguda, how are you doing?
Hello, can you hear from me? Can you get
Yeah,
me?
because we can get you, but like you keep on breaking. I don't know whether your internet or what is happening.
I think it is the internet. I'm trying to get a very stable location. Am I clear now?
Yes, you are clear.
Okay, okay. I haven't heard you. I was struggling to hear from you. Now I can hear you. Maybe you can just pose the question again.
Okay, to begin with, we want to discuss about um, Matiangi, especially based on the report that on 26th of September, he will be handed over the Jubilee party by the president. And we will look at the pro and cons of, of, of Matiangi being handed over that party. That is what we are going to look. We are going to look at the pros. What does it come with? What benefit does it carry with it when Matiangi becomes the Jubilee Party leader? We look at the benefits and what are the cons that also it comes be, because I don't think that it will be just as usual. Yeah, it has to have some advantage and disadvantage. But before we go there, today State House hosted MCAs and leaders from Nyamira, and with their yeah, this is what Laban say. Brother Ben, I hope I will come later, but let me assure you, Ruto will be front runner in the 2022 general election results. Yes, we will discuss about that. And also, brother, we wanted to look at especially Matiangi being handed over the party ticket of the Jubilee. What 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 does it come with in terms of disadvantage and advantage? But before that, Miguda, what can you say about the meeting that took place in State House, especially in the wings of looking for development? Do you believe that this was development? Indeed, this is development that President is hosting leaders, because like State House has become as a place where President is meeting various leaders from part of the country in the name of like, now you come for development, you know.
There are things that are happening in this country. First, we have to agree that the budget making process,
Mhm.
the proposals are being initiated in State House. we can say that the budget should be made by parliament. That's what is the constitution. But in the realistic part of it, it
Yeah.
is coming proposal coming from the state house. So you find out that the proposal are being made by the president in the state house, and it is like I've said in the 2 days ago. Currently, William Ruto is working strategically. Whenever he wants to move voters, he will ensure that he allocate resources in those regions. When
Yes.
you see people like Simba, hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
When you see people like Simba Arati going to state house
Yeah.
and people like Raila joining them,
Yeah.
it's like in that region you find out that the people are saying the people of Luo Nyanza are associating with Ruto and they are getting development. Now we can have our leaders in right to go and also bring forward development. And they were specifically in the issue of affordable houses. And we understand the way Kisii town is congested and the population is rising day by day. Now
Mhm.
they need more houses. So I can just say we just have to live with the reality that our budget is being
Mhm.
proposed in the state house, not
Okay.
parliament. So
Okay.
if you are a close ally to
Mhm.
president, you're
Mhm.
gonna be favored in allocation.
Me and you, Jubilee is a no party for Kisii community. That's why the Kisii County leadership went earlier enough, because Jubilee died and was buried in 2022. Yes, so that is something that also could have necessitated the president to host the leaders from Kisii. But Miguda, you've spoken about the houses. And me and you, despite the fact that we've always said that this is a very good initiative, but so there are those dots that actually we've not joined together, especially when we talk about the affordable housing being brought to Casey. Because we know at the end of the day, people will be paying for this affordable housing. Again, there are things to do with the ownership that we've always asked. Secondly, is also we look at the double payment. If you are still contributing house levy, then you come again and buy this house at the market value. Then, how do we then call it a development?
Not a development per se is
Yeah,
talking about yeah, I understand because when you're going to buy it at the market value, it's
yeah,
like it is not affordable or it's not given to the public. It doesn't belong to the public. Because
yes,
if it could belong to the public, it could be free. I got your point.
yeah,
Now, like I've said before, the president is strategic in his movements because he promised people affordable house, even if they are not affordable,
yeah.
even if they are not affordable, but the voter, ordinary voter, want to see that they are built. That's the main agenda. Number two,
Okay.
you
Mm-hmm.
find out that he will just you understand the way people are saying he's lying, but he's always getting away with his lies. So he says, okay, tulisema tutajenga nyumba tumejenga, whether affordable or
Mm-hmm.
not. And also I've tried to look at these affordable houses. People
Yeah.
are actually buying them. People are
Yeah.
occupying them.
Yeah,
People people are buying them.
let me tell you, and don't be cheated. I agree with you 100%. The other time I had a conversation, especially with somebody who is a realtor, somebody who is in real estate, and we were having those conversations asking about when you look at the affordable housing, the way the public is complaining about them. Are these houses people are not buying them? I say like, no, don't joke. People are buying these houses. Yeah, so I agree with you on that.
Yeah, that person you consulted has just given you a real information, and that's what we call raw intelligence.
Yeah.
That's good because the even me, I took a walk at Mabera. There's a
Mm,
certain affordable houses at Mabera. It is
mm,
already full, and so that's why the Migori County government decided to give them a certain land to be
mm,
constructed. Initially in entire Migori County, they
mm,
took Mabera because the Kuria people were associated with the UDA. But
mhm.
now in Migori town, the
Yeah.
governor has given them land, and now
Mm,
they are constructing after realizing that the Mabei land is full, and also people are purchasing them. So I can
yeah.
just say we can the way they are saying budget should be made in parliament, but in the
Mhm.
real sense, the proposal are coming from the state house. So sometimes you need to look at the real part of it. They are not affordable, people are buying them. So the president will tell people, okay, tulisema tunajenga manyumba, tumejenga. Hizo manyumba watu wako ndani. So to ordinary voters, he will say, even if it is not in the market value, or even if it does not belong to the public, but to them, Ruto alisema affordable na tunaziona. So the point here is, what can you see as a voter? That's why the Kisii people, after realizing that in Nyanza, they can point roads, they can point markets, they can point stadium. What can you point at? Kisii. Because now the people will give you pressure. Go to State House, if that is the route, you can get proposal. Go there because the stadium is for all of us. Roads is for all of us, even whether it's coming from State House or whatever circumstances. But with the people, we want them. That's why I was telling you, I think yesterday, but one. Currently, Ruto has become strategic. In each and every move, is very strategic, forging about 2027. That's why the opposition should also put their house in order and understand their opponent.
Yeah, and to me, despite the fact that we can agree with President William Ruto to some extent that all these leaders are going for development, but the top on his agenda, it's about the election of 2027. Because as things stand, President William Ruto he wants to get his second term, and he has to get it through all means. And because like right now, he has that the resources are with him, especially as the head of state. He controls so many things. He can decide to host as many people he wants in the state house, in the name of development. But behind the scenes, I don't think it is only for development. He's also looking at 2027 general election. He has to see that, how am I going to win this? And I have to engage the leaders. So that is something that we have to agree with the president. So as you said earlier, the opposition also, they should come up with strategies to encounter what the president is doing. Because as much as today, even I listened to the Right Honorable Prime Minister was talking about, now we want to talk about when we finish election or after voting, we should not go into the political mood. We should just leave the party or the partner, or I mean like the people who have won the election to work and bring development. Because like if you do politicking during that time, you cannot do development. But I don't know why Prime Minister now have a change of line, Mr. Miguda, because we know immediately after election, they've been the people who have been campaigning, now Prime Minister is advising everybody, maybe there's a change of heart and they have seen that, okay, this is something that we can do. If we stop politicking immediately after election and concentrate on national building, then that one could be good. What do you have to say about that?
The Prime Minister, the people who went to sit us today are the ODM people. The governor of this is in ODM, and also he's trying hard to ensure that he defend that ODM. And he will be asked, when people of ODM were going to State House for development, the way you saw Rengo was there, and other people, even the Mombasa was there. What were you doing in Kisii? So he has to go, he has to talk to the line that let me also go to this State House. We can get the development. Now, Raila Odinga right now, like I've told you, your strategy is your strategy. It's up to your opponent to decide, because even him, he was being told to stop campaigning, but he usually campaign. But today he said, no, stop campaigning. It's just distracting you people. With them, they are campaigning. Because when they are bringing people to State House, like what you said, our president has got that platform whereby he can use very effectively, like bring people to State House, giving them cash, promising the development, and also right now he controls the empowerment team. He has a lot of money. He can use that advantage against the opponents. So Raila Odinga will just use that statement to distract the opponent that stop campaigning. So if you stop campaigning and the president is campaigning, I think it's up to you to decide on yourself, because even him used to campaign. And then let me tell you, there's no single day President Ruto has rested since he was sworn in. Any move he has been making has been very strategic. Like I've told you, he has been making moves that he has been eyeing for him to be elected. And the way he said today that he's one of the amongst the presidents we have had in the country, He's the learned one. He has,
Yeah,
and also he got the experience. So it's like
yeah.
he's seeking for a second term because if he's the learned among them and also he got experience. I think in politics,
Mm.
let not your opponent distract you. Just focus on what you want to do.
Mm. Okay, thank you so much. Those are just by the way, but as you said, and I don't know whether the united opposition are monitoring what the president is doing, because like we have to agree, the president is going to be the top contender, especially in 2027 general election, and the president has everything, or he has everything at his disposal to see on how he get elected. So it doesn't matter what way you use and what so even there's sometimes like you might complain like, why is president bringing people into the state house? Or sometimes you might say that, okay, president should not bring leaders or should not host leaders in the state house just because for development. But he knows what he's doing. He has calculated his move, and he knows that one will at least give him numbers, because election is all about numbers. Provided that you can get those numbers, yeah, you're good to go. So you have to find a way of getting those numbers. So the opposition also should come up with the strategies, especially to counter in a good way for what president is doing, because at the end of the day, with us, we will not be in the field, Migoda, we will not be running, but we will be here discussing about what the politics is all about. We will wait and see what are the strategies that the united opposition are putting in place, so that they can match the prowess of the president. We are not supporting president, neither are we supporting the opposition, but we are just monitoring what is going on in the political landscape, and that's what we are here for. Miguda, as I said earlier, there was some report in one of the dailies that Matiangi will be handed over the Jubilee um, leadership by former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And this one come at a time where Matiangi himself, he doesn't have a political party. That is one thing that but he has worked with the president in the Jubilee administration. So that is something that is there. This one also come at a time that we are looking at a Jubilee party that has served for Jubilee has served for only 1 year, because like their first they were coalition TNA and URP, right? Then it came Jubilee. So Jubilee only served for 5 years outfit, if I'm not right, or if I'm wrong, if I'm right. Yeah, because like the first term of President William Ruto and President Uhuru, then William Ruto was the deputy president. Their first term was TNA and Jubilee, TNA and URP. Then when they were coming for the second term, they joined their two parties together to form Jubilee coalition, to form Jubilee party. It was not even a coalition, to form Jubilee party. So Jubilee party served only for 5 years in office. Then after that, it it had issues. The deputy president left and formed his UDA. But now we are looking at Matiangi coming with Jubilee. So what are the benefit that Matiangi will be getting if indeed is given the leadership of Jubilee? Migoda.
You have asked about the benefits also. I think initially you talked about the economy. I
Mm.
can see Ouru's heart might be in Matiangi
Yeah.
because he wants Matiangi. But I also have a different opinion.
Yeah.
First, there's a battle of supremacy in Kisii. And
Yeah.
Simbarati has come out and said he's the Gusii spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
Today, people have also said it is Matiangi who's the Gusii spokesperson. I remember even when Gachagua wanted to have a rally at Kisii, Arati ensured that that rally was not held because, and also Arati is not a ordinary politician. He's
Mm-hmm.
an external politician because he knows how to gauge the ground. Arati was in Nairobi. Then he made first attempt. Then he was elected. I remember that time people like Ongwai were very strong on the ground. People like
Mm-hmm.
mm, people like Ongeri and the Nyachais who were there by that time. But he came the other day and also was elected, overwhelmed by the people of Gusii. To that
Mm-hmm.
extent, I can say Arati is not a joke. They are things that are real. So you find out Matiangi, to me, I don't see whereby Gachagua can support Matiangi. That scenario is not adding up to me. And the party is having the so-called Jubilee party ticket. Remember, Jubilee came to effective in 2017 when Uhuru was taking his re-election.
Yeah.
But in that time, 2017, we had ODM governor in PC County, Ongwae. And Ongwae was elected twice, 13 and 17 respectively. The people of Kisii have been ODM for a quite long time.
Yeah.
And they opposed Jubilee candidate and they never voted for the Jubilee candidate. So Jubilee was never their party. Jubilee has never been their party, to me. So if you want to bring a foreign party to that land and also want to put them in that part that the Kisii people are going to be the Jubilee, I'm seeing a scenario whereby politics will start to play. There are going to be frustration. People will be chased away. What they used to do for ODM. If you have a rally, tear gas, the police wanakuja up. There are going to be a lot of things happening because I don't see also Matiangi, in my view, Matiangi, I don't see it as, Matiangi ought to have another political party, but not Jubilee, because Jubilee, you know, when we had NAK Kenya, it was very impossible for Kibaki to make a comeback with NAK Kenya. That's why he went for PNU. When we had the URP and the TNA, it was very impossible for those guys to come back with it. That's why they merged it to Jubilee. And it was very impossible for Ruto to come with Jubilee. That's why they went to UDA. And in our history, we are informed that each and every elections, we tend to have a different political parties. Jubilee has served for the 5 years. So Mateni could have looked for another vehicle, but not Jubilee.
So when you talk of how our election has been and how people have been changing the outfit, don't you see it also wise that even though Matiangi will be coming as a Jubilee candidate in the United Coalition, but during the campaigns, it will be very less visible of the Jubilee because people will be talking about the slogan that they're yet to create, especially for the united opposition. So they will be talking about this is not a Jubilee candidate, but this is a united opposition candidate.
I'm saying that it can be an opposition candidate.
Yes.
But the party will be there, will be Jubilee. To me, if he's the presidential candidate, I don't see him. Jubilee is not selling. Jubilee is not selling, to my view. You need a different vehicle.
So let me ask you. So what can you say that is a baggage that, in case that Matiangi on 26th of this month, former president handing over the Jubilee Party leadership to Matiangi, what baggage will he be transferring to Matiangi and Matiangi will be working with, especially in the Kenyan politics concerning the Jubilee? What disadvantage will be for Matiangi?
Two disadvantages. One, Jubilee Party, most of the people are from Mount Kenya. Yeah. And Jubilee Party was sent away in Mount Kenya by UDA. Right now, Gachagua is busy sending UDA out of Kenya with the DCP. So number one, Matiangi will lack members of parliament, that Jubilee. That one must be assured. Because even in Gusii region, there are some constituencies which ODM are also struggling to maintain. And also UDA, the people like Zaire Janda, I haven't seen them defecting from UDA. People like Osoro, people like, there are so many people with different political parties in Gusii. And Gusii is also like democratic sphere because people tend to have different political parties. So number one, Matiangi will lose member of parliament because people, the DCP will chase the UDA and Jubilee in Mount Kenya. Number two, another baggage I'm seeing is that they have just prepared Matiangi not to be the presidential candidate in that opposition formation. Because it's not no big chance to be the flag bearer. I see now having the Jubilee party. So I like there are two disadvantages I'm seeing from my end.
So, like when you're now looking at it that way, do you feel that we are still in an era whereby we don't look for personality, especially when it comes to this position. But first of all, the issue of the political party will be part and parcel of voters evaluating the candidates, who are running. Because if we could say that Jubilee is not selling, yet they might be having Matiangi as a very good candidate, and they might not vote him just because he's with a Jubilee, yet he's a good candidate. What does that one tell?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I just want to say
Yeah.
exactly what you have asked me. That's the answer. Currently, as a Kenyan people, we have ideas, and also we yearn for change, and we want things to be done the right way. But if you go to the real ground and engage the voters, people do not concentrate on personality. That is a sad story. We have a good candidate like Matiangi, but people will not focus on Matiangi. People will start like the other Jubilee was here in 2017. Jubilee is coming again to do what? We gave Jubilee 5 years. If what is it that they could not do in 5 years, they're coming back to do? Like politics. If we could be concentrating on personality, today William Ruto will be at home. But because William Ruto has mastered the heart, each and every day is getting away with it. Each and every day is getting away with it. And that's why today is in State House, even though people breach parliament. But so the question of asked is very clear that the Kenyan politics right now, people have been focusing on the Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen Z. And Brother Besolem also informed you. The Gen Z people we have been focusing, not that all of them are informed, not that all the entire Gen Z want reforms. There are even some Gen Z who don't even follow politics. They don't even care what's going on in the country. They are busy on their other things. They are busy on other areas. And also there are some Gen Zs who are currently the bodyguard to these politicians. The one protecting them. The one making sure that in each and every rally you cannot speak against them. So Gen Z are not that going to bring change drastically that on that election Gen Z are going to come out and vote William out. I don't see that's now. So if people are going to concentrate on the Gen Z on personality of leaders, we are going to miss it as a country. The people are going to focus on the parties and also propaganda and other things, but not personality.
Okay, maybe for avoidance of doubt, if to say that because Jeremiah Kioni has always maintained that Matiangi is the Jubilee candidate, just in case he is handed over the party to run the party, and how is he going to deal with the narrative of a project, especially this is Uhuru project, and also being Uhuru project, and people we might say also is coming to extend the administration of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, or extend the policies of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. As Matiangi, how is he going to navigate such like comments, especially in politics? Because this will be the selling point of his opponent, even from those will be in united opposition, because like it will reach a point whereby they're looking for presidential candidate. The issue of President Uhuru might arise and say that no, you are extending the administration of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. How is he going to navigate that?
Matiangi, I can just say Matiangi is not strategically smart when it comes to politics, because Matiangi was the popular in that was, when people were demonstrating the Jeff Finance bill, people were calling for Matiangi. You want Matiangi? Matiangi can fix the nation. Matiangi ought to have taken advantage of that scenario and also move strategically. But also remember, the people in opposition also mismanaged him, because that wave was for Matiangi, bring Matiangi home, and even to an extent, he resigned his job. So to me, people wanted him to be the president by that time. But as time also goes by, Ruto has managed him. Ruto has contained that wave of Matiangi, and also Gashagwa has also contained him. Gashagwa is working tirelessly to ensure that he's the flag bearer, even if people wanted Matiangi. So I can just say you can have enemies within the opposition and enemies outside. So, like we have said, he was having that capacity or personality to fix things in the country, but he has been mismanaged by both opposition and the government. So now they have ensured that he lacked political party. And I said that is now going back to the Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
But I fail to understand because Matiangi was the CS for internal security during Uhuru's reign, and Uhuru was a Jubilee president.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Matiangi was part and parcel of the Jubilee. He was in
Mm-hmm.
that party. Now,
Yeah.
why are they going now to make it look like this is the first time Matiangi is going to vote? This is the first time Matiangi is going to get a party. Now
Mm-hmm.
Jubilee party leader. So to me, I think Matiangi have to realize that has been mismanagement within the opposition to
Yeah.
slow that popularity of him down. Now he has got no option but to go to Jubilee. Then
Okay.
after going to Jubilee now, when
Mm-hmm.
people will sit down at the table to discuss presidential candidate, he
Yep.
stand no chance to be the flag bearer because of that mismanagement. But earlier, people
Mm-hmm.
wanted him to come and fix things in the country.
Okay, talking about supremacy, because like we know, Jubilee, 100%, if we are not wrong, is identified as a Mount Kenya party, with all indication, because Uhuru is coming there, and we know for sure. But right now, Uhuru still enjoys some support, if not 100%, but he still have some influence in Mount Kenya. Um, and also we have Rigathi Gachagua, who is trying very hard to be like the king of Mount Kenya, or to stamp his authority in Mount Kenya. How will this one work with, especially Matiangi, bearing in mind that this is a party that is associated with Mount Kenya, and you also have a Rigathi Gachagua who wants to dominate or make Mount Kenya his kingdom. How is it going to work with Matiangi, and how will this one affect his presidency, especially when it comes to the nomination during their united opposition, when they will be looking for flag bearer?
I think Mategi has been mismanaged because even if he is the flag bearer,
Yeah.
remember the central Kenya ought to look like that is the constituency of Matiangi, because
Yes.
the Kisii region is too small to make him president. So
True.
he's relying to the Mount Kenya votes. And this Mount
Mhm.
Kenya votes, Gachagua is also trying to make sure that he's the person commanding it. That anybody
Yeah.
want to get Mount Kenya votes must go through Gachagua for negotiation.
Mhm.
Matiangi, even if he is elected president today with that Jubilee or whatever, he can be impeached next time because he got no MPs. The
Mhm.
Gachagua will have more majority in the House and even the other coalition, so they can decide to impeach him. What happened between Ruto and Raila?
Mhm.
Raila just
Mhm.
brought ODM members with UDA, they impeach Gachagua. So
Mhm.
Matiangi can be used, but even him, because some things need to be realistic. Even look at Matiangi, he's not making moves like what Gachagua is doing. Gachagua is making moves, attacking Ruto directly,
Mhm.
trying to front candidates. But Matiangi
Mhm.
has just been waiting. He will be given the Jubilee party leader. He's being called to meetings. He's being taken
Maybe
to rallies. So
he has not gotten any political party that he can now start to run on, because
okay,
like still partyless.
we can say it's partyless, but also let it. But the thing are, that's why I tend to be real sometimes because
Mm,
look at what Farouk is doing and
mm,
look at what Ruto is doing. Farouk and Kidiki are busy. They know that Kidiki is a bit liberal. Now they are making him to go to the ground and talk to people empowerment. It's being forced
mm,
to do things. Even if people are saying those money are taxpayers' money, but the things are they are making moves.
mm,
Ruto, on the other side, is also making moves and also trying to reach other people. He's trying to stretch.
mhm.
But these people, Gashaka has been making good moves, and I've also appreciated
Yep.
and also just right. But look at the Matiangi. So it's like, for how long will you take time? I'm taking time strategizing. For how long? Things are
Yeah.
moving. Yeah. So I think Matiangi, Matiangi need to be manager. I think they need to look where the rain started beating him when he was popular that time. People wanted him come back home, come and fix things.
So
But
let me
now in opposition,
let me yeah, let me ask you, Miguda. Even by the time, let's say like the time that he was very popular and he was coming back home, that then we did not have an election that was supposed to be taking place. You know, so even if he could have come home and do everything within his powers, it means the election were not any anytime soon. You know, is still the same by him right now coming and say that, okay, let me now start build up, because like we know election is coming, what could have made difference between then and now?
There could be difference, Brother Benson, because you understand that vacancy for the opposition was missing in action. And it was with the people. The people, so he could have just come and start the way I told you, Raila, after losing election, is always on the trail. He has been there. So he has been moving, criticizing the government, demonstrating until that moment. He has been told, no demonstrate, he's being arrested, people are killed, but he keeps on demonstrating until that time he goes for ballot. Matiangi could have just come home and joined that wave. He could have not waited for Gachagua to appear as the face of opposition. If he could have been appearing as the face of opposition, he could have not lost that popularity. That's according to my view, because he came strategizing, taking time, but that he could have just joined the wave and ensure that he protect the lives of the people. He could have been talking of things like abduction. He could have talked about things of extrajudicial killing. Sometimes he could even have his own rallies. He could have not rely on Gachagua or rallies. So he could have been making the way, by the time he came, he went to Gusi. The way Gusi Stadium was full, people came without being mobilized. He could have even moved to other parts of the country, but the other time I also wanted to go to Meru, he was blocked. I think it was part of the strategy that don't allow him to address people in Meru. He will be popular day by day. And that's how Matiangi now, Gachagua went to USA, blah, 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 blah. Today, he want to go to Jubilee. So, in my view, I can just report that the way he was popular during that time when people were going for demonstration, he is not popular. But if you could have maintained the pace, we could have done our polls the way we used to do our polls between Raila and Uhuru, Raila and Ruto. He could be making some step bit by this. So people go, okay, now look for this person, look for this person, look for this person. It's just like you are telling me, Kalonzo has been waiting. He has just been there. So we went to. So I think Matiangi, he will be given the party of the Jubilee, but I just want to write on your first point that there are going to be some even there are going to be some gains, but there's some baggages is coming with that endorsement of the party of the Jubilee.
So tell me how the sharing of, especially, or the influence of the Gachagua and Mount Kenya, that constituency of Mount Kenya, or that votes, how are they going to divide it, or how are they going to make it to be very peaceful, especially the influence of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and we also have the Gachagua, and Matiangi is in the middle. How can he bridge that so that the relationship between Rigathi Gachagua will remain intact even during the campaign period, especially for the Mount Kenya votes, where I think he's tending to have full backing, hoping that, okay, this is where I'm going to get my full votes?
I think the main things have happened. By the time Matiangi was popular, was being brought first, Gachagua was impeached. And people say that Gachagua was not going to contest. People are saying that Gachagua was not having political party. So within a blink of an eye, Gachagua is having a political party leader. DCP is having senators by his side, is having some MCS, some MPs by his side. He has mobilized, he has created some image of opposition. Because when he was being impeached, he was nobody. No one knew him about the opposition. He was just like the former deputy president who has just been impeached. So things have just happened without people realizing. Now, Matiangi in Mount Kenya, that was the Matiangi stronghold. And Mount Kenya were willing to support him. They were saying, bring Matiangi. Later, we Matiangi tampatia kura. And even our friends from Mount Kenya were coming here. And I remember the lady who used to come here and speaking good Swahili, that lady, Makubura will remind me the name of that lady. He was saying, sisi tunataka tu Matiangi. Little did I know, now she's talking about anybody or Gachagua. And that's why Kalonzo just scored with that Ukambani votes. It can be put down with people like Mutula Kalonzo Jr. Mutula Kalonzo Jr. is an ally to William Ruto. and also allied to Murkomen, and an allied to Chariot, and an allied to Koech. He can be persuaded at the last minute. That's why I'm saying these things like politics, don't take them too serious, because you might kill somebody for something that you are not, you want to have avoided. Because you might be taking it serious as a voter, but these people can negotiate and decide to work together. Maybe if today Ruto can pull one person from position, maybe Kalonzo, with that Ukambani votes, I think he will have a breakfast, he will have a walkover. But remember, like Gachagua has also made it very clear that sisi kama watu wa Mount Kenya ama Mount Kenya tu, now ordinary voter will not think that tutoe Ruto kwa serikali juu Ruto ni mkabila, juu Ruto ni corrupt ama juu Ruto amepora. People will also sat down and say, okay, kama ni ya Mount Kenya tena ili tupatie Ruto. So you understand that thing. Those are the what we call dynamics, whereby by that time such dynamics were not there. People thought that maybe Matiangi was a kissy. So if it's a kissy, you can give a kissy. Or they could have fronted Kalonzo, a Kamba. So we could have voted for Kalonzo. And even I consulted some of my friends. They told me, kama ni Kalonzo, hiyo hata tutampatia Kalonzo. Hakuna haja sasa hata baba aende tu yuko kwa Ruto na hiyo demu yake. Provided Kalonzo kwa hiyo ballot na hata akona Ruto. Kalonzo has been there, supported us. And that's what even people like Babu were trying to strategize, that in case they support Kalonzo, we stand a better chance, because we will say to the people that Kalonzo supported us thrice, but the good thing, we should give back to Kalonzo. But things have changed like that drastically. Gachagua is there, full force. Kalonzo wants. Matiangi also is emerging. And Gachagua is doing extra. He's doing it extra, trying that is popular among the other candidates. So to me, I can just say that fact alone, Matiangi has lost that grief for Mount Kenya, because if you put them two, Matiangi and Gachagua is more popular in Mount Kenya compared to Matiangi. That's what I was saying. Matiangi, where is your main constituency? Where is your main constituency? Because even in that Gusi, there's a fight between him and Sibarati. So things have just, he was having a full backup of Mount Kenya, but now Mount Kenya people currently, they're having a candidate. What are you doing? What are you going to do if they have a candidate? So I think the Matiangi has just found himself in a hard place and a rock. He has been caught in a catch-22 situation whereby he has just to align. He has just to fall within the place he has been placed by the waves of the politics. Umemute.
Let me take this opportunity to invite Makobura. Makobura, how are you doing? Okay, maybe Makobura, is still not very ready. So Miguda, as much as you might say that. Okay, Makobura, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I thank God. Kumekuwa na jam kidogo, nilikuwa nafikiri nitafika mapema.
Yeah.
Lakini mambo ya Nairobi hatuwezi yasema, yako mengi.
Kwani si kuna siku hapa tulikuwa tumezungumza, watu wakasema labda ununue gari ukuwe na usafirishaji kwa utaratibu, yani kwa raha zako.
Ndio naelewa hayo mambo. Kenye niliomba juzi hapa, niliomba ya kwamba kama naweza kuja na till number ama account number niwaekee, basi munisukumie basi mimi siogopi na nitajikaza na nitatumia hayo pesa kununua gari, ndiposa labda maisha yangu kitabadilika.
Okay, naona kama ndugu yetu Bevi anajaribu kuingia lakini device not connected. Bevi, hebu angalia network yako na kuona hapa kwa dashboard, lakini niambia not connected. So you can look at your internet or maybe your device.
Inaweza kuwa jaeka nini on microphone on.
Yeah,
that might be also an issue.
Okay, thank you.
Ajaribu aeke a test microphone.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Makubura, we are having this conversation about Matiangi because we know there was a report that on 26th of this month, right, the President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, former president, is going to hand over the Jubilee Party to Matiangi. And we are looking at what are the benefits that Matiangi is going to have, especially if if he's given that leadership of Jubilee, and what are the cons that will be coming with it, especially looking at the history of this country, that Jubilee has served for one term, remember, for, under the President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And there are things that Jubilee was supposed to complete, there are things that deliverables that at some point Kenya feel that the Jubilee did not deliver. So when you look at Matiangi being given the leadership of Jubilee, what are the benefits that is going to reap from that? Baby mute. Makubura, is there a problem with your mic or what's happening?
Yeah.
Baby, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How about you?
Good. Everything okay?
Everything is okay.
Okay, thank you so much for joining. This is Brother Benson Media, and here we discuss about the issue of the beloved country, Kenya, for the very first time. Share with us, what is your view, especially when it comes to Matiangi being given the party leadership of Jubilee?
It's a combined mix of reactions
Yes.
because currently, you see, the problem with our country, we have our politics run around tribalism line,
Yep.
So for him, even in Gusi, there's a day he was heckled because sorry, between him and Maraga and Simbarati,
Yeah.
there's antagonism amongst the three.
Mm-hmm.
So Maraga, there's a day was heckled in Kisiu during a certain meeting.
Yep.
Yeah, so Matiangi as well. In some areas, let's say like Mount Kenya, he's not so popular. And then if you look at how they want to align their political divide,
Mm-hmm.
you find that they must come up with somebody who will cut across the board. So Matiangi is good, he's a good candidate because being that he was in the previous government, and I feel his combination with maybe somebody like Natembea is a good part.
Okay, that's okay, but now because like when you look at it, politically, by him being given the leadership of the Jubilee candidate, it means that his fan base is going to be inherited for those who are good supporters of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So those are the people that he's banking on. And you also have to consider that Jubilee is a party that has a structure, as compared if he could have come with his own political party. It could have taken him a long time. Don't you see that one gives him a upper hand, especially for a new entrant, especially in the Kenyan politics, when you're going with a Jubilee that is a well-known political party, despite the disadvantages or the failures that they had during their tenure, especially under Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta?
Yeah. Jubilee Party is like he's been given a platform, he's
Yeah.
been given a stage to spearhead his ambition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On the other hand, it's a good thing because he has it.
Yeah.
And then I wish he can combine with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to go the right direction, because for him, even in his backyard, he's not being supported 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we just realized the other day, because There are some people who are like, would rather go with somebody else other than him alone, because you see, this time people are really like into politics and they are so serious, you know.
Yeah.
And they are looking at the available candidates now. You see, him being backed by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and we are not aware about who Raila is going to back, you know. And ODM is a strong party for it's 2 decades now. It's stronger than the other parties.
Yeah.
So if what will matter is who will he be a deputy or will he be the flag bearer towards the end of the poll, towards the poll. So that is the main concern.
Okay, before I go to the other panelists, maybe your take, especially when you're looking at the supremacy of Mount Kenya, because right now, you know, Rigathi is trying to build his supremacy or has built supremacy on the Mount Kenya region. And also, this is now Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta too is now trying to revive the Jubilee party through Matiangi. Do you think Matiangi will suppress, especially the influence of Rigathi Gachagua when it comes to the Mount Kenya politics?
Not likely, because Mount Kenya is a different region, and you see, for them, they've always been on the forefront all over the years.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy for him unless Rigathi decides to back him up.
Yeah.
100%, because on the other hand, Rigathi Gachagua has his own party.
True.
So the political alignment is a tricky one. Yeah. And you see that being he's now having a platform, he has a stage. No, he's not going to start from zero. That is the upper leverage that the only advantage that he has. So it's a matter of time. We'll get to know, because let's say ODM fields a candidate, Jubilee has a candidate, BCP has a candidate. UDA automatically, that's Ruto, and we know who is trying to woo. So it's not gonna be easy for him.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Baby. You can still stay with us as we continue with the conversation. Let me invite Makobura. Makobura, thank you so much. We're just looking at the benefits and the disadvantage of Matiangi being handed over the Jubilee Party candidate. And my friends has talked about the influence. We are looking also about the platform that has been given by the Jubilee, you know. But you personally, when you look at the personality of Matiangi and now being handed over the Jubilee Party ticket, and look at the political terrains, look at the Kisii, especially of the Abaguzi community where Matiangi is coming from, and look at the political of the country, the Gen Z also included. Do you see Matiangi having an advantage over the advantage of being given that party leadership, and he can turn things around, especially?
Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I want to say that Jubilee Party is a party that has been in existence for quite a number of years. It is a party that propelled the then President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, together with his deputy William Samoei Arap Ruto. Of course, when Jubilee, people speak about Jubilee, it reminds the people of Kenya about quite a number of things, starting from when they joined hands to work together, and all those things that they did promise the people of Kenya. Some of them they delivered, some majority they didn't deliver. And again, Jubilee was more associated with the Mount Kenya region and the Rift Valley region towards 2017, when they were seeking for re-election.
True.
But again, Jubilee Party ruled up to 2022. It is a party that, of course, really it received quite a number of support in the entire country. And of course, that led to the two candidates winning that particular seat. Going for presidential contest requires an individual or a candidate to have what we call a party that they are going to use, a vehicle that they are going to use that will ferry them towards what they are looking for. And there has been calls for Honorable Dr. Matiangi to come up with a political party that would be used as a vehicle. Remember, he has even been accused by his close allies, the people that he worked close with. That is Rigathi Gachagua, telling him that he has to come with a political party.
Yeah.
And it's something that is vital. It's something that is making sense. It is the truth of the matter. But the question we are then supposed to ask is Matiangi having any other political party apart from Jubilee? We've never seen him associate himself with any other party since he joined politics. Remember, it was brought forth by the last president, the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta. And of course, given a position that elevated him, not just elevated him, but gave him the opportunity to showcase his what we call his prowess in matters of leadership. And that is why he's been on the mouths of the people of Kenya. The people of Kenya, some of them are speaking about him, and it is not bad, it is good. They are speaking about him because at one point he was given the opportunity to lead. He was given the opportunity to manage issues. He was given the opportunity to manage quite a number of dockets, and he successfully managed to deliver.
Yeah.
And that is why people are speaking about him. Him being given the party or being handed over the party of one Uhuru Kenyatta, that is the Jubilee, which is associated with the former president, is, to me, I can say it's a good sign.
Yeah.
It's a good sign to him because now at least the issues of him not having a political party would be a thing of the past.
Yeah.
But the question that would then come is he then being given this party? Because what we've always known in the Republic of Kenya is political parties are for individuals.
Makubura, baby, can you check your internet? Your device not connected is showing me on the dashboard. Just check your internet or check your settings, please. Makubura, go ahead. Thank you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. I was just reminding Baby because like his phone.
Oh.
Yeah, you see that he's showing that.
I thought mine was having the issue. I thought you were addressing me.
No,
okay.
sir.
Through a good friend, Befi Maira, kindly you can disconnect and then connect again. It seems your internet is not stable enough to for us to admit you on the studio. Now you are okay.
There you go. Okay, now he's good.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so allow me to finish my comments and then you'll give a chance to Befi to give his take as well.
All right.
So I'm saying that going forward, if Matiangi is given this opportunity to lead the Jubilee Party, then the question that has always been brought forth of which political party is he going to come with, I think that is sorted. But again, remember, Jubilee Party is associated with the Mount Kenya, and Uhuru Kenyatta, who has been a kingpin of the Mount Kenya region for quite a number of years. And not just that, some time back, it was also associated with the Rift Valley, where the Deputy President William Samoei Arap Ruto is coming from. But of course, since he joined the UDA party, that narrative or that association was then stopped.
Okay.
There has been again other calls of people saying that Matiangi could be someone or a leader who is being brought forth by the president, the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. But I think that is something that is debatable, and it's something that people can give their views on. Of course, depending on how they think. I mean, depending on the association that we've always seen Matiangi has had his former boss. But one thing I can say, from my understanding, Dr. Matiangi is one politician who would not be bossed or who would not be commanded around. From my understanding and how I've seen him articulate his issues on matters of leadership, it is a good thing for him. The only thing we are waiting is whether the people of Kenya and especially the supporters of Matiangi will then embrace Jubilee without associating it to the former president. Of
How
course,
will
that is
people?
a point that need to convince them
Okay, at
that
this one you will
I
answer. Okay, this one you might
okay.
this one you might answer it when you come back, especially how you're saying that how Kenyans will not stop to associate him with the Jubilee, because we know from the look of things he was part and parcel of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta administration, and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta brought him on the limelight, especially. So he has worked
Yeah.
under Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and he was very close to Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta even gave him
Mm.
super CS. Remember when they
Can
disagreed
I
with President William Ruto? He was in the forefront.
mm,
But now, how can you stop
can I give
Kenyans
my
from
take
associating
on that?
him with that? Yeah.
Let me answer that. The same
Mm-hmm.
question was brought forth when William Samoei Ruto was going or running for the presidency, and he
Mm-hmm.
was told that why is he trying to dissociate himself from the happenings that happened during the last regime. And
Mm-hmm.
he said that he was just a deputy president, that the buck stops with the president. I
Mm-hmm.
think what really matters here is the tactics that Dr. Matiangi is going to use to
Yeah.
dissociate himself from the tag of being a project or having worked with his former boss. There is nothing wrong
Mm-hmm.
him ever worked with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. The
Okay.
only reasons that needs to come clear about is
Mm-hmm.
whether the negativities that happened under the government of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, whether he participated or even if he participated, he needs to come out clear and
Yeah.
give an explanation for the rumors that has always been thrown towards him. The issues
Okay.
to do with the Siaya River, Yala River,
Mm.
such kind of
Yala
things.
River.
But I
Mm-hmm.
am sure that at one point he had come out and gave a clarification of his understanding of what had happened during those days.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And he
Before I
said
invite
he was
Baby,
willing and he was ready to cooperate to ensure that such
yeah.
kind of things
Okay, thank you so much, Makubura, for your thoughts. And also let me bring in Miguda, and I want Miguda to weigh in, especially when it comes to financial marshal. Especially, you know that when you're running for presidency in our country, it is so much expensive, and even if you're running under coalition, like it is upon yourself to organize. Apart from your secretariat, you personally, you also have to organize and oil your way of logistics, and you're looking at a point whereby Matiangi, maybe if he will be confronted by Uhuru, and we know that Uhuru too can roll out his campaign. Can this one also be added advantage of Matiangi over the other political members of his party? Then Bevi will also answer the same question.
I can say in Kenyan politics, finance play a key role.
Yeah.
And you have said that Uhuru Kenyatta is financially stable.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, that one is not alone because even in the previous election, he
Mm-hmm.
supported Raila with those finance, but Raila was never declared. I think there is nothing that is more, it goes beyond finance. And even Matiang'i himself is not a joke when it comes to finance.
Yes.
Ni vile ako tu underground, but he's also well financed. That guy, don't just underrate him. So I think if Uhuru Kenyatta sponsored him, Uhuru Kenyatta was, of course, can sponsor anyone he likes. He can even decide to sponsor anybody. But the main thing here, I can say, other than finance, what is what should be actually discussed or what should be realized by Kenyans is
Yeah.
the formation. Who gonna be the running mate for Matiang'i?
Mm-hmm.
How is Matiang'i going to woo voters? How is going to campaign? That one is very important because there are people who want a card. And like I've said, if they mean that they want to send Ruto home, if that is the agenda, then there are some people who must shelve their ambitions and
Mm-hmm.
allow the right candidate or the right ticket to go through the ballot. Because, like what our good friend has said, Buffy has talked about Matiang'i Natembea. To me, that's a good ticket. That ticket, people can say, okay, these guys mean well for the country. Actually, they want reforms. But if you have people now, you want to bring Kashagwa, you want to bring Kalonzo. There's a formula which is not sellable to the people of Kenya. But there's a formula which, if you can put in place with that finance now, after putting that formula in place, now bring finance. But you can't bring finance with the wrong candidate. If you can bring finance with the wrong formula, still you are going to, because even we have had finance before with Raila, and it was given everything. He was given everything. He never spent even a single cent. But what happened? So I think it's high time to identify the rightful people to compete against Ruto, because, like I've told you, Ruto is also not sleeping. He's doing a lot to ensure that he make a comeback.
Okay, thank you so much. Bevi, what can you say about the financial muscle, especially with the networks maybe the former president might be having, and this might be his candidate? Can that one give him advantage over even President William Ruto if he's going to compete against President William Ruto?
Finances is a factor, is a big factor for any politician in Kenya.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to be a president. That is the muscle that you must have. For me, Ruto is one guy who he is also watching, and he's so sure of his cards. That's why even the other day he mentioned by himself that he's a man on a mission and he's watching, because he's so sure. We have a couple of politicians here and there who are not financially well off, so he know who to join his camp and who not to join his camp. Because you see, somebody like Alonso is also a good candidate, but people don't trust him that much. When 207 things went haywire, so from that day to now, he's not somebody to be trusted. You can't tell where his heart is. So for Matiangi, I hope he has the true intentions of leading the country, because we have so many rumors here and there going around that it is not known 100% if Uhuru is the one sponsoring.
Yes.
And then on the other hand, we have a few people here and there. We have some business people. We have what who are also willing him to join different camps. So for our country now, what we need new leadership. And the good thing is that we have the new generation called the Gen Z and the millennial. We have joined hands and we have decided to change things around.
Okay,
So,
maybe you know what? I'm one person that I've always have interaction with the two of my panelists, Marco Bura and Meguda. These are real Gen Zs. With me, I'm kind of like in between.
Me as well.
Yeah, okay, you're in between, yes. But you've talked about this population, and you're saying that this population has as up together and they can bring in new leadership. But from the look of things, as we speak today, they still consider themselves as a leaderless. They still consider themselves as a partyless, and they still consider themselves as a tribeless. Now, how will they kind of make those decisions, especially if they've not identified their leader, especially they still remain this leaderless?
What I know, you see, what is going on now, people are being wooed. You see, voter registration is coming up ahead towards this month, and for some, so at least the good thing is that they have given a listening ear. They're listening to the elder people, but they know there are some leaders they don't want, because if you look at our presidency, the president promised a couple key things, and it's unfortunate these things are not happening. That's why people are so furious. People feel betrayed and what. So this is the only time people are like, we need to come together. We need to choose our president wisely. We need to shun tribal politics. We need to come up together as a country for us to move forward. Because you look at key sectors, health sector, education sector, judiciary, you know, things are not running smooth. Even the previous government, we had issues, but they were running smoothly despite everything. So for our, let's say, you see, like now, Matiangi was in the previous government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
So he knows what to do, where to touch, where not to touch. He's deal with these people. These people know him. You know, that's why when they came in, Matiangi had issues. He even had to leave the country. Yeah.
And
so,
go ahead.
It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy for him, considering that he's getting what really matters now is who is behind Matiangi, and the person is going to be joined together with. You know, for me, I feel that Natembeya is a good administrator. On one hand, I wish Natembeya can be a deputy. On one hand, I wish Natembeya can be a CS. You know, if Natembeya is given internal, he even talked about security. You see, like now, Somalis are being given identification cards. You find that our local Kenyan people who have been brought up, gone through an education in Kenya, you find that getting an identity in Kenya is not easy. And people from outside, they just get it on a silver platter. These are issues which Natembe highlighted. He knows, you know, because we have people from the border, those areas of, I think, Teso. Yeah, some people are being denied. So Turkana, where people who are originally Kenyans, but they can't get the identity. So for me, Natembe is one key factor. Who knows how to do these things? That's why he's being gagged up, you know, before the election. So he's a strong ally. So if Matiangi and the people supporting Matiangi are so like into this, these are the two people who are supposed to be front line.
Okay, maybe before I engage other member, I don't know whether I'm still. Did I? Let me see. I think. Okay, baby. Before I engage you, you know, like you're somebody who is working in the health sector. Maybe it's not going to be the topic of today, but now, maybe in few minutes, would you mind sharing with us how is the health sector generally, especially as a person that is interacting with the patients, and you know, how is it generally?
So for the health sector, you see, we have SHA now.
Yeah.
On one hand, SHA is working. On the other hand, SHA is not working. You see, like what is happening the other day. You find that we have hospitals, I think from, I don't know, Homa Bay and where, ghost hospitals, whereby money has been wired there and there's no existing hospital. So for me, I usually feel, I don't know, I wish our president could look at things differently, because we have patients who are who are having kidney issues, and they usually need dialysis. So these patients, initially NHIF used to pay for them like 3 sessions a week, which was very fair, considering somebody may, you see, depending with the stage of the disease, people will depend on okay, mostly it's three sessions a week. So this SHA is not, there's a time where I dealt with a patient and the SHA will only allow to pay for 1 session. And dialysis is so expensive. 1 session on these other places whereby they offer privately, 1 session is between 6,500 and above. You know, so the cheapest you can imagine, if this person every week has to spend like 6,500 per session, and only SHA is helping, like, can cater for 1 session, and this person maybe needs 3. So 6,500 times 2 is not an easy bit of money with this economy. You know, so this week, next, like that, it's, you know, so SHA in some areas it is helping. Let's say, at least now it has increased some packages in terms of surgical, some let's say, only for, I think civil servants are the only people who are enjoying, because it's paying everything across the board. Yeah, but the normal people, at some stage it is helping. The only problem is that our hospitals don't have, if you go to the public sector, we don't have medication. There are no drugs. You know, it's so unfortunate, because some people, you see them, you wish you can help, but you can't. It's a painful scenario.
But now, when you look at health sector in general, especially you look at the healthy, we want to show that our nation, in terms of, we are looking at how healthy are we. Look at even the lives of the doctors, or the life of the first responders who are giving us services. Look at the working conditions. All that, if you put it in a nutshell, an environment whereby you think our health sector can thrive. Do you see that we've actualized that, or if we are not, in terms of percentage, where are we?
In terms of percentage, let me put it at 50-50, because the side which is progressing well is the private sector. You see, and
Okay.
private sector is a smaller percentage you a normal mwananchi can afford. Very few people.
Yeah.
When you go to the public sector, we have the masses, and you see the masses depend on SHA, and SHA cannot cater for everything. So you find some people, we just have trouble. So what our government should do, we should encourage the public sector to outgrow the private sector, so that health-wise, everybody is able to access health very cheaply, very easily, and health should be like, I think the national government should take over the health sector so that it becomes easier to coordinate, so that even the marginalized areas where we have these dispensaries and small health facilities are able, the doctors there are able to cater for the common mwananchi. Yeah, so this government, in terms of health, we are at 50%. I don't think we can gauge it more than that, because there are hospitals up to now, they're having issues. SHA has not paid them for quite some time. Yeah, and the government is gagging them, so they don't want, because that's why they keep on shutting these hospitals left, right, and center. Some of them used to do very well previously with NHIF. The only thing we should have done, I think we should have upheld NHIF.
Yes.
Hospitals involved with corruption, whereby you know that we have some patients used to have. You find that a patient who actually, maybe a patient is working with the government, they have a good medical cover, and then you find that they are because they're helping a loved one somewhere, they go present their card, and their loved one gets that service on using their card. So you find that some fraudulent things used to happen with NHIA. Yeah, they should have followed up with that, close those hospitals involved with this corruption, and where NHIF was working well, a place like Kenyatta. You look at, if you go to these other counties, let's say I've been to Migori District Hospital.
Yeah.
Some things are good. It used to work with SHA. It used to work with the NHIF. With SHA now is a challenge. Yeah, I've been to Sia District, same thing. So you find that some medication are not there. Some basic things which are supposed to be in a hospital are not there, because remittance of money is not done on time.
Yeah. Okay, Bevi, I think like one time we will get an opportunity to discuss things to do about the health sector, especially we have this we called like lifestyle diseases that usually affect our people, and what is the remedy, or the ways in which we can live. So if we find time, we will. Makobura, I think you can hold brief in me. I want to attend some meeting right now, Mr. Makobura. Baby, I talk to you.
Okay, nice time. I just wanted to join in today. I was available. I was free. I'm grateful.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother.
Yes, you too. Have a nice time.
You too.
I'm still on.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Ben, for having time and for hosting us. Allow me to say a big thank you to our good friend Befi as well for joining us today. And of course, for giving us his take. We really appreciate. To Miguda, thank you so much for also uh, joining today and for giving us your take on the discussion that we are having today. And I'm not so sure about the other things you guys talked about earlier, Miguda. So maybe if you can as well give a brief summary of what you talked about so that I can give also a general view. Miguda. Miguda, are you there?
Hello. You came when we were discussing the issue of political parties. Now we started with the issue of the Gusi elected leaders going to the State House to meet with President Ruto and also promising to build affordable houses into those regions. So you can just tackle that one.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I did see host a good number of Kisi leaders visiting the State House. And of course, I saw the president had a conversation with them. They also gave their views. I saw Simbarati, the governor of Kisi, thanking the president for having honored quite a number of promises that he gave them. But again, I think this is just a political strategy. The president is fully aware of the capabilities of one Dr. Fred Okengo Matiangi in ensuring that he's simply trying to stop him from getting full access or getting full support of the people of Gusi land. And that is why he's coming out to look like or to behave like he's supporting by all means. And he knows and he understands the challenges that are being faced by the people of Gusi land. And maybe it's just a way of still reminding the people of that area that he's still there, he still needs their support, and he's coming out to somehow honor the promises he gave them as a way of trying to instill or to tell the community that he cares about their views, he cares about their projects, that he cares about all those things that they've always asked for. I think that is what is happening. But again, I saw Raila Molodinga over there, and he also spoke. I think ODM is also trying to still maintain its relevance in the Gusiland, and not just Gusiland, in the entire Nyanza region. Of course, we understand how political parties operate. We understand the benefits that politicians do get, or parties or political parties do get whenever they front candidates and whenever they have quite a number of good support. So that is what we've been seeing. What we are seeing is a simple sign of political parties trying to strengthen themselves or trying to regain popularity. Remember, the president is fully aware that a good number of support he got from the entire country, some of them specifically from the Mount Kenya region, majority have left. And for that reason, he has to camp on other regions to ensure that the reduced votes that he has lost, he can capture those votes in other regions. And that is why we've seen him maximizing very much on trying to give the people of Nyanza as a whole, and the Gusi land a reason to support him. But again, he understands the fact that Matiangi is somehow loved, and him coming out boldly to fight him or to fight for presidency might make him not secure quite a good number of votes in the Nyanza region. Yeah, I think that is my take on that. And then maybe if I give another view on what is happening on Dr. Fred Matiangi has an opportunity. He has what it takes, from my understanding, of becoming a good leader, because at some point, of course, he's been accused of quite a number of things. But they always say that it's better to go for a devil, a lesser devil than a devil that is than a bigger devil, or so something like that. So I think Matiangi worked when he was given the opportunity. He performed well, something that young people, especially those people who are affected in one way or another during his reign as a cabinet secretary, would tell you that Matiangi would speak about something and it would be, the directives would be taken with a lot of seriousness. The directives would be uh, put in place and would be followed. And I think that is the kind of leader that Kenya currently needs. Kenya needs a leader who says something and follows up to ensure that they are executed, follows up to ensure that all those things that they've promised are all done. That is what we lack in Kenya. We currently have a problem. The Kenyans currently have a problem with a leadership that promises, gives so many promises, but execution is maybe at 10 or 5%. And that is a threat to the governance and the good leadership of the Republic of Kenya. Maybe Befi, is it Befi or Buffy? You can give us your take again on that.
The name is Befi. Don't you worry, that's okay. So, you see now, it's only like this time we look at inflation vis-a-vis the population, and then you look at the government which is not delivering. It becomes a challenge. Like now, we hope Matiangi has the right intention because we see, we look at the candidates around. He's one of the good candidates we can field in, but because things here and there points towards being backed with people that we are not sure of. So that's why we can't tell, because when you're back with people that when he comes before Kenyans and he's back with people that we are not aware of, he will have to deliver things with the people who backed him. That's why you see even Ruto is faithful to the people who backed him up. And Gachagua was doing the same. It's only that Gachagua was so vocal. That's why things turned out sour, you know. So this time round, we have to make sure that we fill the right candidate. We bury our tribal lines so that we have a candidate that all Kenyans are inclusive and we get the right services in terms of health, education, and the rest. Yeah. So it's not gonna be an easy walk in the park, but we have to brace ourselves. We have to come together. We make sure that we have a good candidate around, so that we are sure the candidate that we vote for is a candidate that will deliver. No empty promises this time around. We must have credible leaders. We must have people who believe in the process and what the people want. Because we look at so many factors. Our country debt is skyrocketing high. And we look at things which have been done on the ground. It's not convincing at all. Things are not counting up. So we should be in a scenario whereby things are working, no matter what, because we don't have any other country. This is the only country that we have. We look at other countries in Africa. This problem is only in Africa. We look at other countries in Africa. We look at Nigeria. We look at Angola. Look at this other, let's say even the other day we had voting in where. So if we don't do the right things and this is the right time, we may find ourselves in deeper problems than we thought of. Because for me, according to the politics, people thought that Ruto will deliver us how he promised in before elections 2022. but he has not. That's why we have a lot of rage. And the point that I must factor in so much and embrace is that we should try and bury our tribal lives. It is painful, yes, but we have to try and bury them.
Okay, thank you so much, Myra, for giving us your take. And another question that I would want you to give your take on is, it's something we spoke about yesterday. Uh, we are seeing a high number of unemployed youths in the country, and I think because of the idleness that we are seeing among the youths, some of them are getting into activities which are not right. You've seen some of them coming up with some gang, with joining some gangs, and then they start calling themselves with some funny names. We've seen goons walking. Some of them are even robbing people on broad daylight within the CBD. We've seen some of them are even sponsored by, you remember when the people are going for demonstration, some of them are being sponsored by the leadership of the county. Those people who are supposed to ensure that such kind of things do not exist. What is your take? Because we've had countries like Haiti going down. Today, they do not even have a constructive governance or leadership in that particular country. There is no any authority that can assist people on matters of leadership. What is your take on what is going on in Kenya and with the high rise of unemployment? And remember, majority of young people are also finishing high school, joining college, joining universities, and they're all coming out. They're coming out of these institutions and finding nothing, no opportunity. And part of the reason why people went for demonstration some few months ago, they were trying to remind the government that they need jobs. They don't want to be idle. Because the moment, we all understand, the moment a group of young people are idle, automatically they start thinking or getting into activities which are not right. What is your take on the high rise of negative attitude, or negative forces among the youths, and how can this be solved?
For me, my take is, you see, as it stands now, our country, when, let's say, our country at birth had, let's say, 72 parastatals, if I can remember. And now we have, I'm told we have like 30 something. So, and currently, when you go to people who do the buildings across town and areas, these are people who are well learned from university. Yeah, people who have degrees, masters, and they're doing construction work. So our country, especially it's our government, which must look at this. We need to have more factories around, because as it's stands now, we have so many factories which have left our country and gone just next door here in Tanzania. Yeah, these big companies, we have even medical companies. For me, my field is a medical field. We have like GSK, moved out of Kenya. These companies that sell drugs, they sell surgical supplies, they sell what? Their main bases, their main headquarters in Africa was in Kenya, but they've moved out. Yeah. Even construction companies, you look at these other companies, their main base was in Kenya. So you find that they are moving out very fast because the environment is not conducive for business. That is a factor that we need to look at. Our government need to come in, ensure that as it stands now, we need to have a favorable environment whereby investors can come in, and the government should also spearhead by having more parastatals. We are being gagged with this debt, like every government, year in, year out, and we have few parastatals. The moment we increase our parastatals, we should have more parastatals, more people working, and with this, we are going to reduce the joblessness that we have now. Let's look at, like in our country now, we need to kind of have
we can support ourselves with food stuff and in terms of what we consume. Yeah, let's look at the sugar sector. Sugar sector is a sector whereby it employs so many people. You know, so we look at our sugar belt region. How many are government owned? How many are being run by the government? Despite all the challenges they're having, how many people are working? Is it a surety that people get paid after their produce is taken to the factory? That's also another issue. That's why people now move away from farming and doing other things. Yeah, that's why unemployment is growing day by day. And we have so many people from schools from where, and you find that and unemployment. So if it continues like this, we're going to be a country whereby we are man-eat-man society, which is a bad thing for us. Like Zambia is a problem because of this big debt. Needs are there. There are the people selling chicken, the people selling these small stuff. Some of them are the people supplying things in these other supermarkets. So it's unfair. It's an unfair business for the people of Zambia. And I just pray that our country will not go to that direction. So we used to have some parastatals which were there, but due to bad management, they went down. We need to revive them up. We need to employ people. We need to employ our people. We need to love our country. Because we find that bad governance is what has led us. Our forefather Moi told us, just ambaya maisha mbaya. This is what is going on now.
Okay. Thank you so much, Myra, for giving us your take. And it's been a nice conversation. I think we'll just end it for today. And possibly, if you are available, you can always join us because we do have consistent sessions almost every day on a daily basis. So you can always join us and you just give us your take. I'll give you this opportunity to give us your last remarks and to give us your view on anything that you think we've left behind that you'd want to put across.
According to the topic today, I think we've tried to touch on areas whereby I usually follow up. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I usually follow up is on that today. I decided to join in because I'm on off duty and I was available, so I say today I should join. Being that I'm in a circumstance whereby I don't have so much disturbance. For the topics that we have, the only thing I can say is that this time round we need to put people on board, and we need to talk about the issues which are directly touching us. At least we can know where the way forward, what to be done, what not to be done, and the rest is good. We are on a good course, and I'm grateful and thank you for the opportunity given to discuss and touch on topics which are available for today.
Okay, thank you so much, Myra, for finding time to join us today. We really appreciate. I want to take this opportunity as well to thank our viewers, each and every one of you who joined us and commented or engaged us at the comment section. We don't take it for granted. We really say a big thank you. To our viewers, once again, this is Brother Benson Mania, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. It is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. Thank you so much, and I'm taking this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye.